And the ball is thrown in, and straight away Sean Fitz, a low ball in towards Aaron, who's got out in front of his man. Aaron was using his soccer skills to his advantage, knocks the ball to the side, plays a good ball inside way. He was trying to find Dougie running through, and it just got intercepted. And Aaron got taken out off the ball a little bit there, and it's going to be a free in early on for Trim.
So much easier playing with their son, isn't it? Why don't the two of you keep walking around there the whole time, doing the steps?
And Rathkenny have obviously brought a man back there, John, number 13. So I see Davy Murtagh's following him all the way out. Davy's ahead of Aaron Lynch here. 13 is getting in, standing in the penalty spot almost.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing a sweeper, applying a sweeper.
We're putting that in front of our man.
So Aaron, from the hand, straight and through for the opening score of the game. You can't see the scoreboard in the corner, isn't it?
There is a scoreboard.
So Trim trying to put the press on the Rathkenny kick out. It's a high loopy ball over the side of the field. Sean Fitz underneath it. Can he break it down? He does. Breaks it down, but Quigley can't gather it. And the three is out there. Looks like he was fouled. He threw the ball there. But referees letting everything go here early on. There was about 4 fouls there from both sets of players. And then he gives a very soft free in the end. It's an early ball inside to the lively looking corner forward. The young man out in front of Ben Holden. We don't have the Rathkenny team, so we'll just work away. We'll talk in general terms. And the number 9 there went for the spectacular at the outside of his left foot and just didn't catch it right. And it's gone for the first wide of the evening. Petey goes nice and short, finds Davy. Davy might get a bit of space if that 13 is dropping as the sweeper. Ball played out in front of Bino. Bino grabbed it very well. Knocks it off to Rob Burke. Rob rides the tackle, takes on the 2. He's got a height advantage there, Rob, and his arm was being dragged back. Referee. And I don't think we're going to get too much from this ref this evening, John, looking at the early stages.
You're in all County Meath now.
The ball played in there, but Ben kept his eye on the ball. His man slipped in front of him. Ben comes out and is done from Bargen, and that's another free against Trim, and that's 3 or 4 frees early on, and Trim are absolutely going to get nothing here. Ball goes in over. Conor Quigley should gather that. He gets enough on it, and Kieran Caulfield gets there, and Conor gets away with playing that ball on the ground. Conor lucky gets a break. He's got Owen O'Connor in an acre space at the far side of the field, but Sean Fitz now has come forward with the ball, miscues the kick, and the sweeper there tidies that ball up easy enough and picks a good ball here. And Rathkenny working the ball with an experienced man there at the centre forward, tries to play the ball in front. Ben's playing his man in front, does well, just bats it down. And Kieran Caulfield picks it up, knocks it off to Davy. Davy is in that, he's got the freedom of the park at the moment because his man has dropped way off him. Knocks it off to Owen O'Connor. James Murray out looking for the side, but he just knocks it over to Dougie. Every time a Trim player has, well done ref that time. Every time a Trim player has offloaded the ball, he's been taken out off the play, and the referee has seen that one, and he's awarded a free. And Aaron Lynch is coming out. One thing that be interesting to see if this is within Aaron's range. James Toher would be a man for the long free, but this is just maybe 4 or 5 yards beyond Aaron's range, do you reckon?
I think that's a short 50 myself. But Aaron has put them over last year from a little over 50.
And there's no breeze, not a breath of air here tonight.
Perfect, isn't it?
He goes short, chips it to Dougie. Does nice. Dougie's got quickly run off his shoulder. Conor goes into the challenge, shrugs his man aside, pops the ball, but he's driven it just to the right hand side and wide. So it's 1 point to no score. Coming up in 4 minutes gone. The keeper goes long, right in the middle of the ground. It's a good looking kick out, finds his man perfectly. He calls the mark, plays on quickly with a hand pass inside. Rathkenny, Trim lucky there. The Rathkenny man stumbled, and the referee done for over carrying, but very harsh. That was a bit harsh, but anyway, we'll take it. So Rob Burke now looks for James Murray, who's kind of behind him. James just being cautious with the ball here early on, getting an early touch. Everyone looking for a touch. Kieran Caulfield pops off to Dougie, and Dougie is encouraged to carry the ball. He carries into space, tries to drive the ball in towards Lynch. He takes the mark, Aaron, but he plays on off his left hand side, turns and drives it over the bar. No, hits the post. Hits the post and comes back. Great battling there by Rob Burke, under a bit of pressure, wins the ball. Davy is there in support, plays the ball back to Sean Fitz. Kieran Caulfield plays the ball. The man closing them down. He's encouraged to knock it off. He knocks it off to Sean Fitz, but it was a bit untidy. And Rathkenny are able to come away with it, and Dougie holds his man up, concedes the free. The referee actually blew the whistle to give Aaron the mark that time, but Aaron chose to play on.
Yeah, Aaron never took it, never put up his hand, so the referee's not supposed to blow the whistle, he actually puts up his hand.
Yeah. Anyway, Aaron played on and hit the post, and the ball rebounded back. And Rathkenny restart. The ball through the wing back, and Trim have the numbers over it again. And it's another tap on the hand. Yeah, the referee's been a bit fussy here early on. And Rathkenny are happy to start from deep. They've dropped pretty much everybody back. Rathkenny, they've only got one man inside, and inside the Trim 45 is that young corner forward. It's one-on-one in there with Ben Holden. High ball up there. Can Ben do something with Ben? Just breaks it away. Ben seems to have the physical strength over that corner forward, so the high ball isn't going to suit him at all. And Rourke knocks it off to James Murray. James just having a look up and sees the sweeper in front of him, decides not to kick it into the forwards and recycle the ball. Now Rourke is coming forward. Rourke pops it off to Lynchy. Lynchy caps out a bit of a strong challenge, knocks it off to Dougie. Dougie's got a man. He's got Davey outside him. Plays the ball now. Davey has worked it in. Davey should finish here. Pop it over. Davey plays it inside to Tom Carmody, and Tom just fisted over the bar. No, he fisted across the square, and James Murray tapped it, but the keeper covered it. Davey should have just taken a score there and tapped. It was an easy point for the taking. And Rathkenny are happy to sit deep and crowd out the goal mouth here.
Some are pressing very high, aren't
they? Yeah. At this moment, every player, bar Ben and his marker, are in the Rathkenny side of the end of the field. The 14 there tries to kick the ball across the field and finds his man, quickly puts him under pressure. But they work the ball free here, Rathkenny. And now the ball is played in, but Ben, using his physical strength, does enough to take his man out, and the ball breaks to the goal. Kieran Caulfield calls it. Does well. Peter was there. He's there, and Dougie's a man on closing on him. But again, Dougie picks the ball up, crosses the ball across the field, and Darrell Lynch's first possession. He comes forward, makes a bit of a bags of the solo, and then is turned over. And Darrell's after hurting himself in that challenge, and he can't get back to cover the ground, but so the midfielders have dropped back. And Rathkenny moving forward here now. Good challenge there, great challenge to Trim by Owen O'Connor, as he has done brilliantly in the early rounds of the league, has turned the ball over, and the referee sees Darrell Lynch getting a bit of attention up the field and has stopped the play with Trim in possession. So we will restart with a Trim indirect free. So 8 minutes gone, John. A low-scoring affair so far. 1 point to no score. Rathkenny are quite happy to drop all their players back deep and soak up the pressure and look to try and break.
Yeah, they're playing down the hill as well, so I'm sure they're going to play a man in front of Aaron Lynch the whole time. Yeah, get us back on.
The 13 is back there sitting. He's just looking to see where Aaron is. Rourke gets done for overcarrying the ball. He had options ahead of him. He decided to go back. And the referee's been very, very fussy here early on. So Rathkenny go crossfield with the free. And the ball has worked nicely now to the full forward, crosses the 45, has a runner inside, plays a nice ball inside. Conor quickly tries to get something back on him, and that young corner forward is in, and he just snatched at it a little bit and put the ball to the right and wide. But they opened up Trim there a little bit of a worrying sign. The men coming from deep. We have to go with the runners. So Peter looking for options here. Conor Quigley goes short. So Trim are comfortably gaining possession for the couple of kickouts they've had so far. So Conor carries the ball forward. Has to check back. Finds Davy Murtha now. A little bit of space onto Darrell Lynch, who's recovered from that little knock he took. James Murray pops it onto Davy Murtha. Davy does the wise thing, goes back. He's two men around him. Did the right thing. Didn't take the ball into contact. Back to Rob Burke. Rob has James Murray there making a nice run. Gives it to James. James steps inside. There's two Rathkenny men every time Trim get the ball because of the way they're playing the packed defence. So Trim going to have to be patient here. Fitzy plays the ball across the field. And Rob Burke is done for hopping the ball, picking the ball off the ground. And Dougie obviously had a word with the referee, and the referee is just encouraging them to stay quiet. So Rathkenny trying to get the ball through the lines. Dougie was a fist in, and the referee has penalised it, so it's a free. That's a good ball across to the far side of the field, but Kieran Caulfield is there. That should be a free the other way. The man fell on the ground, tries to get the ball started early. Dara has his body on the right side of the man here, does the right thing, plays it back to Peter, and Trim restart with James Murray. So Trim are going to be very, very patient here. Rathkenny now have 2 sweepers back, and their centre forward is dropping back quickly as well. So ball played across to Bino, who hand passed it on to Sean Fitz. Sean takes a little bounce, goes forward onto Owen O'Connor. Owen spins one way, opens it up a little bit, plays the ball in across the field towards Davy. Davy does well, picks it up, but look, there's five Rathkenny men around him. Dougie gets the ball, he's swarmed with players and is forced to turn the ball away, but Lynchy does brilliant, pops it down to Sean Fitz. Sean snatches the ball in and plays it wide. And we're just going to have to show a little bit more patience, John, here tonight. It's going to be a hard slog.
You want an awful lot of patience looking at the defence there, putting into it.
They seem to be swarming the D here. They have 5 or 6 lads in the D. So anytime not letting Trim lads get a shot away at all. So it's still 1 point to no score. And we've 11 and a half minutes gone. The keeper goes along the middle of the field, and it's going to be Sean Fitz. It's going to be penalised for a hand on the back. Rathkenny starts again, and Ben just uses his body, just leans in on his man and breaks the ball. Ben's doing well. He hasn't exactly got clean possession, but he's broken the ball away from the corner forward every time it's got in there. Now Dougie has the ball, lays it on. Davy Murt's going to be brave here. The man's coming out to meet him. Davy doesn't gather it, and it's the 13 goes through with the clearance. And Rathkenny here are happy to strangle the life out of Trim. And a ball across field. Bino gets a hand on it, then gets a foot on it, but he just can't get a clean possession. Can Owen O'Connor do it? Owen, lovely pick up. He's got Bino inside. Goes back to Sean Fitz. On to Rob Burke. Owen O'Connor's making a good run off his shoulder, but he gives it to Dougie instead. Dougie uses his pace to burst through and drives the ball in and drives the ball high and over the bar. And that's the one way of beating the mass defence, John.
Off
pace.
Yeah, pace and off the shoulder. Take it off the shoulder and play. Same thing. Yeah, just a good test for them. Sure, it will be a good test for them to have patience and work the ball until they get the right man in the shooting zone.
So 2 points to no score. Trevor trying to push up on the kick out, forcing the Rathkenny keeper to go along, which he does. He just concedes possession straight away, very, very easily. And Kieran Caulfield is there. Davy Murtha is getting on an awful lot of ball. Picks the ball up. Lynchy making a run short. Who's got inside? He's got Kieran O'Rourke there. That's 2 of our full back line inside the opposition 45. Plays one on the Sean Fitz. Sean Fitz off his left foot. Is it coming back in? No, it's gone to the left hand side and wide for Trim's 3rd wide. So Kieran Giblin from the sideline here, encouraging the Trim lads to mark up tight. It's a good kick and a nice little flick there, and Rathkenny has the ball forward. But Ben this time gets out in front of his man and this time get a clean possession. Ben has started the game very, very well. On to Conor Quigley. On to Davy. Davy spins away. He got the call that he was under pressure. So the ball is now with James. James tries to slice the ball in towards Aaron Lynch, but that's going to be a little bit more accurate than that. The sweeper's there in front of him. Caulfield shows his pace to get out in front of it, but he can't get at the ball, and the ball is broken. Dougie turns his man. And the ball is played inside, and Ben again uses man, but first the corner forward does well there. He got at the break, won the ball, and played a nice ball out to the number 9 coming in. He turns inside, swings a good ball. It's bringing in towards the goals, and that's a mighty score. That's a mighty score from Rathkenny.
No, you're all right. Midgets have been before.
Well, Ben just getting a bit of attention. So 2 points to 1 here in favour of Trim. Nearly 15 minutes gone. Peter's going to go long this time. That's a good ball. Kieran O'Rourke's underneath. James Murray's underneath. James wins the ball beautifully, and he plays on quickly. Now has a little look. Plays the ball into Lynchy, who's made a good run, and it's a good challenge from behind. A big strong challenge. The arm came in and broke the ball away from Aaron before he could gather it. So Rathkenny tried to rebuild from the back again. So after all that, Rathkenny moved the ball about 5 yards. But the 9 who got that mighty point solos the ball off with his left. Goes back, plays it back. And there's a man down the corner forward going down off the ball. Ben looking very innocently there. The referee is going to check with his umpires. There's nothing wrong with the uncle is back up and is sitting up with his hunk or something in it at all. Interested minute or two coming up here, John, see what the referee does.
Yeah.
None of the umpires had their hands out around, and that's to draw attention to the referee, so he's calling suicide. But I mean, I don't know whether you actually see anything now here at all, or is it just that he's the closest man to it?
What's going to happen here?
Don't know what's going to happen here.
No, I didn't see it.
No, but the umpires didn't seem to pay any attention to it. Oh, he's going to get a red card. He's got a red card for elbowing him. That. And Ben has been done for Ben absolutely not happy with the decision, and I don't blame him.
He was getting treatment on his foot.
Yeah. Referee made a complete bags of that, without a shadow of a doubt. Joke, an absolute joke. The umpire saw nothing. So Trim will have to rejig a little bit here now. So Rathkenny now have a little bit of a pep in their step. The ball is played in, and Kieran Caulfield is out in front. And he's carrying forward, knocks the ball off to Conor quickly. Conor rides the second challenge, and has the strength, plays the ball inside to Aaron. Aaron's got to work really hard now to get possession of the ball today. And another ball turned over. I'm trying to work out here what how Trim have done. We'll have a little look at that. We'll try and reshape that now in a minute. And Rathkenny have and this sometimes happens, John. I think when your referee is too fussy early on, players end up getting a bit cranky with him, and this looks like what's happening here today. He's frustrated everybody, both sets of players. Now can Aaron get onto that ball that's played through Mona O'Connor? No, he can't. The keeper picks it up. And Rathkenny now come away with the ball. And the ball is hand passed in, and this 9 is the best player on the field for Rathkenny so far this evening. He's shown a good turn of foot to get away from Rob Burke, and the ball is played into the young 15. Plays the ball, Peter makes a good save, and the ball has gone out for the first 45 of the game. But that big number 9 is causing a bit of trouble, John.
He is, yeah. I think Trim just has to put a man back on 15, and there's a little bit of an extra man or two because they're playing two or three sweepers, so 14 men won't make a whole lot of difference here.
No, it shouldn't in the way Rathkenny are setting up. So we have a 45 here.
That old mass defence has gone 2 or 3 years now, isn't it? Look the way Derry and Tyrone played last week. They're all attacking.
Yeah.
This is Neanderthal stuff.
He booted the ball, but it's going to tail to the left-hand side and wide from the 45. So Peter is easily able to find his half-back in the kick-outs because Rathkenny are dropping so deep from the kick-out. So Conor Quigley coming forward, charges through the middle of the field. That's a big hit put on him. No advantage being given right from the referee. Onto Lynchy. Lynchy, 4 men around him. Spins one way, then the other. Finds Dougie. Dougie's got Tom Carmody outside him. Dougie goes, that's going to drop short. Dougie goes with the effort. It dropped short into the keeper's hands. And Dougie had a little tug on his man, and the referee's playing an advantage. The referee's going to call it back. No, he doesn't. Dougie does well. Got to use his pace to win the ball back. The referee had said that the time for the advantage had passed. And Sean Fitz now coming with a run. Lays it off to Bino. Bino want to start going forward a little bit rather than going backwards the whole time. On to Rob Burke now. Rob kicks the ball in towards Tom Carmody. Tom calls the mark. Well done. That's one way of doing it. What
time was that sending off? Can you remember?
It was about 18 minutes, 17 minutes. Yeah. And Tom has made a bag of that. He's driven it wide. He kicks the ball very high. He always kicks the ball high. It's one thing I've noticed with him. He should just drop that ball over the square, over the bar. So the ball is chipped to the far side of the field. The corner forward gets out in front of Bino. Wins the ball, and he's showing a good turn of foot coming forward. Davey tries to cut him off. Rob is there. Trimmer going to have to work hard. And this man is a lively player, number 9, and this is off his left foot this time, but he's just pushed it slightly to the right hand side and wide. So still 2 points to 1 after 20 minutes. Peter looking for options here. Rob Burke's made a nice little run, and Peter finds him with an excellent kick out. Rob pops the ball inside to Davey. Davey encouraged to hold on to the ball. Gives it back to Rob Burke. Lays it on then to Sean Fitz. Sean on to Dougie. Dougie gets a break. The two Rathkenny men fall over one another, and Dougie now has played the ball. He tried it again. It's another misplaced pass. Dougie not happy with himself. He knew there was an opportunity there. The two Rathkenny men had tripped over one another, and both were out of the game. So Trim had the numbers inside, and Sean Fitz is down. That's the second time I've seen Sean down now, stretching out his, or it's his calf or whatever seems to be his problem. Yeah. So the referee blew the whistle, and I hear him calling for a hot ball, which again I would assume that it should have been a possession for Rathkenny. The cornerback had the ball, so I don't know. Anyway, Rob Burke is in for this. Trim trying to get the bodies around it. There's a swarm of players there. Rob gets up, gets a shove in the back, manages to hold onto the ball and lays it off to Dougie. Dougie from a tight spot, but snatches at it again, and Dougie's got his head in his hands, and Dougie is really feeling the frustration here in the first half. So kick outside in the middle of the field. The referee is after giving a free for a push in the back for Rob Burke was standing in front of his man, so I don't know how he managed to push him in the back, but anyway.
You're getting an odd meal treatment here, right?
Yeah. I've had this referee before, and I tell you it's been the same anytime I've had him. It's great stuff, great challenge from Conor Quigley. He just absolutely swarms all over his man, and Kieran Caulfield goes in, pooches his man out of the way, and it's another free to Rathkenny. Oh, Kieran raised his hands there a little bit to shove his man out of the way. And Trim just need to calm themselves down a little bit. They're showing all sorts of frustration. So Rathkenny have a chance from the free to square things up. So the number 10 there pops over the free.
After about 20 minutes.
Peter, nice ball. He's just overcooked it now. Kieran Caulfield wins it. He's got Davy Murtagh inside. Davy still getting those pockets of space. Now Rathkenny are trying to push on Trim a little bit further up the field now. Davy just restarts as quickly as he can to James Murray. Pops it inside to Dougie. Dougie knocks it off to Owen O'Connor. Dougie chips the ball inside, and again it's another misplaced pass from Dougie. Tom Carmody had pointed it, they wanted the ball out wide. Dougie played the ball a bit more central, and it was easily intercepted by the fullback. But again, Rathkenny are quite happy to give away possession here, and they give it to Davy, picks it up, and Kieran's in a little bit of space here.
Have to do it quicker.
Yeah, Trim just need to move the ball a bit quicker. Everything's a little bit slow, and they're just a bit ponderous on it. They just need to take it a little bit faster. Even if it's only a short hand pass, everything should be just done a bit quicker. Lynch has made a run out to the far side. He gains possession of the ball, knocks the ball inside to try and find his brother Dara, but there's just a swarm of players around him, and the ball is intercepted, and Rathkenny now are starting to come out with the ball. Bina puts a good challenge in there, but the ball breaks free, and Rathkenny retain possession. And the corner forward is heading forward. Kieran's trying to go and meet him, and now there's an overlap, and the young 15 is bearing down a goal again for the second time, and this time he finishes the ball to the net. And that just came from the misplaced hand pass Marin Lynch to Dara there in the corner forward position here, and the blink of an eye Rathkenny had created the overlap on the break, and the ball was finished to the net. So 1-2 to 2 points. Peter goes short of the kick out to Dara. Dara gets a bit of a shove, doesn't gather it cleanly. Has to go back to Peter. Peter was clever there. He wasn't allowed to pick that ball up, or he would have conceded a 21-yard free.
Good, yeah, it was on the way.
And he called the ball, and Kieran O'Rourke was wise to it too, and Kieran came back to help him out. David didn't do James any favours there with that hand pass. Was a little bit behind him, but he managed to hold on to it. Now Rob Burke, and Rob Burke's going to get done for over carrying the ball. The breeze is starting to freshen up a little bit here as well, blowing from right to left as we look at it, the trimmer against it. So, free has been taken from the ground. Dougie is going to get spoken to him, the referee, is he? Rathkenny had started with a quick free. It's not Dougie. Oh, it is.
Owen O'Connor.
Is it? And Owen O'Connor is showing a yellow card. Yeah, and we apologise for any interference that was picked up on the microphone. So take two here on this free. The referee, Trim got away with one, but he went short. A good crossfield ball, but the referee blew it up. And he drives the ball in, but it's tailing slightly to the left-hand side and wide. 28 minutes gone. We're in the last few minutes of the first half. Peter calling for the code.
Code one.
Which is a chip over this side of the field. Kieran Caulfield wins it nicely, knocks it inside to Conor Quigley. Now Conor in a nice run. He's got a little bit of space in front of him. Uses his pace, bursts forward a little bit. He's got Bino in front of him, but he cuts inside, looking for runners off the shoulder, and Trim just being a little bit slow through that centre section of the field. They're still going on to Dougie. Dougie has got man outside, Sean Fitz outside. Sean drives it in and kicks it over the bar. A good score from Sean Fitz, who's hobbling a little bit. Quicker moving the ball that time, John, and it resulted in a clean shot on goals.
Against the blanket defence, you have to move it quick, don't you?
A long kick out straight down the middle of the field. Kieran Caulfield breaks the ball, but it's gone to his man. It was a quick crossfield ball. This number 15 is starting to find a little bit of space now that Ben has gone off. Plays the ball in, but he misplaces the pass, and Kieran has the legs and the presence of mind to get back to Peter. Peter plays out to Connor Quigley. He's got options across the field. Sean Fitz being one of them. A little bit of space. Now this is when Trim should be moving the ball faster to the forwards. It's 4 against 3 inside, but there's no mass defence. They're going to move the ball in before Rathkenny get all their players back. But James cuts back inside, and now all of a sudden Rathkenny have 6 men in front of the ball. Dougie jinks inside his man, has a little option, plays a nice ball across the field towards Aaron. Aaron gathers it, plays it in, and a dangerous ball across the square, and the corner back was back there to gather the ball. And now Rathkenny come away with the ball again. It's a misplaced hand pass and it's overturned. Sean Fitz is in there. Oh, Rob kind of got away with a bit of a throw there. Dougie manages to get the ball, plays a high ball. I'm not sure who's going to favour that ball. Certainly not Lynchy, but Lynchy does well. He got us the ball, and the referee, of course, has penalised him, and it's going to be a free out. Can he move the ball quickly here? We're getting into injury time in the first half. That's a long ball from the 11 played inside, and it's going to be a free out. Connor quickly had his body in front there and did well. Trim restart quickly. Peterson off his line. Got us the ball, but has to go back to Kieran, who looks a little bit indecisive there, but goes back and knocks it back to Peter. Peter's coming out, and Trim again are too slow, and Kieran has gone down now with a little bit of a leg injury. And Trim restart. And it's a misplaced ball there from Rob Burke into the middle of the run now. All of a sudden Trim are under pressure just before half time, and it's 12 has got an acre of space, but he drives the ball wide. Kieran O'Rourke just getting a bit of attention. So recap. Score 1-2 to Rathkenny, 3 points to Trim. We're in injury time in the first half. Rathkenny, a mass defence here. The referee just checking with the Trim physio there. I think he's probably going to say it's going to be the half-time whistle, which is probably the right thing to do. Well, the referee does allow play to continue. Connor has won the kick out. And Connor comes forward. Has a look, has to check back onto Sean Fitz. Onto Kieran Caulfield. We haven't seen Kieran making too many runs forward with the ball so far this evening, but now he's done. He turns on the afterburners and he keeps on going. Lays it onto Aaron Lynch. Aaron's got 3 men around him. Jinx inside. Who's going to lay it off to? Back to Rob. It comes back to Sean Fitz again. Sean is going with a long distance one. He's not going to make it. It's a poor effort. It's a poor effort from Sean Fitz, and Trim just needs to be a little bit more patient and pick and choose their shots from distance. And that's Sean Fitz's 3rd wide, and Trim's 6th wide of the first half. So the referee has the whistle in his mouth, and he blows the half-time whistle, and we'll be back to the second half.
3 points to 1-2, isn't it?
Yeah.